Welcome to the Naked Acres. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. I love getting out here on early Saturday mornings and just kind of see what's going on with the land, thinking about what projects we have coming up and looking at our improvements and see if we're making success. This morning I wanted to walk around this front pasture and take a look and see how things are going. I wanted to talk about the condition of our soil and what's happened in the last couple of years since we've owned the property. Right now I'm standing in one of the worst spots on our property as far as topsoil goes. It's been backfilled with some material. Really had a hard time getting any vegetation to grow here last year. I was happy just to have some weeds. And just kind of take a look around here. Over the winter time and fall, we've had our cattle in here with paddocks and we've rolled out hay every time. And we're just trying to get some carbon on this soil. Right here is a pretty thick spot. And because it was so bad here, I have an O'Brien step-in post right here. And I wanted to show you something. If you measure from the tip of this to the top of the step-in right here at 7 inches, which is a really handy gauge when you're out on your property and you need to know the depth maybe of your soil or the height of your plants. And so just kind of see how much hay I've got down here. Get down there. So we got almost 6 inches of hay right here, and it is creating some armor and a barrier. And as you can see, it's black underneath here, so it's composting, it's breaking down. Our chickens have been very helpful in this situation too. They come in here and scratch and spread it. So we're replacing this horrible soil we had in here with some nice fresh composted hay and chickens and manure from the cows. From here it's not far to get to one of the nicest spots on our property. We raise broiler chickens, Cornish cross. And we use the Joel Salatine style. We have some chicken tractors. I think we had 75 last year, but last fall, this is where we had our chicken tractors. And man, what they have done for this, the green that's come in here, I mean, this area is just popped, but it's starting to fill in. This carbon, this hay is going to help getting some armor on it. But come out here. This is great. Look at this. I mean, if you have some ground that you want to improve, you need to get some nitrogen in it, get yourself a chicken tractor. Let's walk on out here to the pasture a little bit more. A lot of rocks in here. We have some more improvement to do here for sure, but we'll get there. This is just doing fantastic through here. There we go. Everything I'm touching out here is at least 7 inches. This is great. 10, 12 inches. We need to get the cattle out here. I was thinking we were going to wait another 3 or 4 days, but I think we better start getting the paddocks. The cattle are going to have a hard time keeping up with it here pretty quick. Let's keep going up here. Really encouraging to start making some progress. I think this is going to be our turnaround year. This has been a real erosion problem for us in the past. Starting here, flowing down this way. Done a previous video where we rolled out hay down this gully, and it's starting to fill in. Making some good progress. There's actually something out here for my cattle to eat now. Working our way to the top of the hill. It's been really poor soil up here. We've had erosion issues up here. Nothing on this hillside to slow down the rain, but we're getting a good stand now of all this grass, tufts. Of course, this is cool weather grass that's coming in, so warm weather grass will be coming in after this. This is overall major success. Mostly what I'm finding out this morning, you know, driving up and down my driveway every day, looking out here at the grass, like, oh, there's not enough grass out there for my cows yet. But, you know, getting out here and walking in the pasture, you realize this stuff is growing fast, and we need to get the cows out here and move them quickly. Look how deep this hay is right here. I mean, we got 18 inches of hay right there. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let that do its thing, compost and get some really good soil here. Next year the grass will really want to come in there. This is fantastic. Very encouraging this morning. This hillside was horrible last year. There was no grass up here. If there was, it was just very little. You see it coming in everywhere. And this wasn't seeded. This is just having the cattle out here grazing. You know, every time we had a paddock up here last year, we were like, there's nothing up there for them to eat. But we'd bring them up here anyway. They'd find something for a day and we'd move them. Well, here's our payoff. Look at it now. We've got grass coming in everywhere. This is great. We've been up here before. Our compost, wood chips that were delivered to us, very grateful for that. Hope they keep bringing us more wood chips. Look at the ground right here. The cattle were in here. We made them stay in here. We rolled out a whole bunch of hay. This is an old road. It just... the drone just crashed. Okay. Okay, where was I? I was over here. Looking at the ground right here, we've had the cattle in here. We rolled out a bunch of hay. This is an old road. They have been stomping around in here, and these hoof marks, actually I love to see this. They're creating little reservoirs. And you know, sediment fills in there, seed fills in there, it holds water. Actually, this is like a rototiller type situation. Cattle are doing it for us. Fertilizing and rototilling. Again, look at the grass coming in. Such an improvement from last year. Hey, look at there. We got some Canadian geese enjoying our lake down there. Awesome. Okay, so anyway, of course we had this big erosion project here. We had a lot of runoff, just bare dirt up here. And with my bobcat and that grapple bucket, I've been able to smooth this all out, get as much topsoil to the top as I can. We've been sowing seed and rolling hay on top of it, and had the cattle on here for weeks. Just doing fantastic job. Let's walk through here a little bit. Got some pretty thick hay there. Do a little stab test here. Still, see, this old road. Well, we got a couple spots. Still pretty firm in there, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We got some grass coming in over here. Whew, grass on this piece of property is a welcome sight. Whew, I feel bad walking on this grass. I'll try to stay on the hay, but it's coming in everywhere. Yay, roots in the ground. That's what we like. We like green. We like green. We like roots. Just laid out bale after bale after bale on this hillside. I'm trying to get, 2-3 inches of armor on top of this and let the grass peek through it. I'm hoping next year we can get the cattle out here and do some grazing out here. Here's our recent paddock. We have them out here. They're doing great. They're pugging this up and pushing in the carbon in the soil. Here comes Lonnie. He's our British white bull. You can see him sinking in a couple places with the soil. That's good. That's my son's dog, Gracie. And she's going to stir him up. Look at them. They're going to come in on her. Our Dexters are doing great. Good grass feed conversion with these Dexters. We've got a real nice combination of things going here. You get him, Eleanor. You tell him. You're the boss. Yeah, Cheeto. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, a little story. I was driving to work early yesterday morning, and it was still a little bit dark, and I looked at the side of the road, and something big and black off to the side of the road, kind of in the ditch. And I thought, when I went past, I thought, I wonder if that was a cow. I thought, well, my gosh, maybe a cow got out and it got hit by a car. Anyway, I didn't really have time to see. Like I said, it was kind of dark, and I work half days on Fridays. And as I was coming back home, when it was light, there was a cow laying in a ditch, and she was chewing her cud. And when I first saw it driving, I thought, what in the world's going on? And then last night I was watching Greg Judy's interns, Ben and Isaac, and they started talking about endophyte toxicity. And I thought, that's what's going on with that cow. I bet it has endophyte toxicity, and it's just laying in that puddle to cool its feet off. But anyway, and I purposely have been keeping my cattle off my grass, because I've got Kentucky 31 here, and I've been purposely keeping them off the grass because I don't want my cattle getting toxicity. And sometimes they're not happy with me because they're out here eating hay when they could be eating the green stuff. But after seeing that cow on the side of the road, I'm glad we decided to keep them off for a while longer. Anyway, this project's coming along great. We probably added, I would say we probably added just 3.5 acres of quality grazing land for next year by doing that. Ooh, I don't even want to walk here. Look at that grass come in. Oh, I don't want to step on the babies. Here's the transition. This used to be higher up on the road, and then it dipped down. You probably remember from our videos, there was like a 3-foot drop off, and I've got that filled in, sloped off, but I threw seed up here too, and it's coming in. This should do a lot better now we don't have a bank on the opposite side, just drying everything out. Look at the grass. Awesome, 10 inches. Let's do a stab test right here. Oh, all the way in. Awesome. That's great. Got a nasty looking patch out here. I threw some hay over the fence. Hopefully this will, you know what though? I was able to stab my stake in. We're gonna let the cows out. We're gonna get them rotating. Something I learned last night too, watching Ben and Isaac's videos, Greg Judy's interns. They said something that stuck in my brain. They talked about their cattle wouldn't be back for 60 days. And I think, I started thinking about 60 days. So, it could be up to 60 days before you get your cattle back, once you take them off a paddock. And I thought 60 days, if I take 60 days and I divide it by 4, that's 15 days. And then I thought, well, if I divide my property up into quadrants and I spend 15 days in each quadrant, then by the time I get back around to the first quadrant, that is going to be 60 days. So in designing our paddocks, my wife and I decided we're going to set up quadrants. In this upper piece of our property, this isn't on the floodplain, we're going to divide this into 15 paddocks. And then we're going to break up the other part of the property into the other 3 quadrants. So now we have a plan on how to set our paddocks up and how soon to rotate them. And we kind of struggled with that until we watched those interns last night. Grateful for them doing that and sharing their information. Another hero besides Greg Judy of mine is Gabe Brown up in North Dakota, and I've been watching a lot of him recently and cover crops, and I want to get some cover crops and try to get a good stand of some nutrition for my cattle late this fall, so I can build a winter stockpile with my fescue and the other grass. I can feed them on that for a month. Also, I want to look into cover crops for pigs. We're going to have some pigs out on the property. We try to position our pigs paddocks kind of on the forest edge and on pasture too. So try to supplement their feed with that as well. Anyway, a lot of exciting things happening here. Very excited about the spring flush that's happening. I want to thank you all for joining us this morning at the Naked Acres, and we'll try to catch you next Saturday. But anyway, we've got some good things going, and thanks so much for joining us this Saturday, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.